Let us move on to the next concept, that is loops. There are three loops in the C language: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. First, let us discuss about the for loop. Just take a look at the syntax. Firstly, initialization is done. After initialization, the control moves to check the condition. Once the condition is satisfied, the control enters the loop and executes this set of statements. After executing the set of statements, the control moves to the increment decrement. After that, the control again moves to check the condition. This loop keeps on repeating until the condition is satisfied. Once the condition is false, the control exits the loop. Just take a look at the flowchart. Now, let us understand with the help of an example. This is a program to print numbers from 1 to 10. Here, initially I is initialized to 1. After that, the control goes and checks the condition. Since I is 1, which is less than 11, the control moves into the loop and executes this. So hence 1 is printed. Then after this, I is increased. So now I is increased to 2, which is less than 11. So again the control goes into the for loop and executes 2. In the similar way, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are executed. After the 10 is executed, the I is incremented to 11, which is not less than 11. So the control exits the loop. Now let us look at few examples. In this example, there is no initialization, but the I value is already defined before the for loop. So let me run this program. All the values from 1 to 30 are printed. In this second example, let us see what happens if there is no condition. Okay, I will run the program. Just see, it's an infinite loop. It keeps on going until I close this. You can see that. So this is what happens if there is no condition given. Now let us look at an example for the nested loop. Nested loops are used in many programs, so it is very important to learn this. Here in this program, initially I is initialized to 1. Then the control goes and checks the condition. Since I is less than 3, the control enters the for loop. Here j is initialized to 1. So again the control goes and checks the condition. Since j is less than 3, then the control enters the loop and prints this statement. So star is printed. After this, the control goes to the increment. Now j is increased to 2. Since 2 is less than 3, again the control enters the for loop and prints another star. Now j is increased to 3. Since 3 is equal to 3, the control again enters the for loop and prints another star. After this, the j is increased to 4, which is not less than 3. So the control exits the for loop and then it comes to this printf statement. So the cursor moves to the next line. After this, now it goes to this increment operator where I is increased to 2. Since 2 is less than 3, the control again enters the for loop and follows the same procedure. So the output will be another row of stars, and after that I values increased to 3. So again the control moves into the for loop and executes another row. Now the I value is increased to 4. Since 4 is not less than 3, the control exits the for loop.